It's that time of the week again, and the weekly best buys are now out, and a really, really interesting week this week. We see something that we haven't seen before something that we haven't seen for a long time, should I say, in the best buys. So let's have a little look. Let's get into it, and let's give you a bit more information around what it looks like. So at the moment, we can see it says here 7 days until the autumn statement. It's actually 5 days as of today. 5 days until the autumn statement is released. And that is next Wednesday, the 30th of October. And we'll hopefully see, fingers crossed, some good signs in the market. And there may be an uptick in activity and hopefully a reduction in rates. So the way things are going at the moment is it almost looks certain that there will be a base rate reduction as of next month. No guarantees, but almost certain that there will be a base rate reduction, which is great. However, the swap rates tell a bit of a different story here. And remember, the swap rates is what everybody should be interested in, because the swap rates are fixed rates. The swap rates are the rate at which lenders trade money with each other. So it's kind of like you trading money with your friend. You borrow some money. He says, yep, you can borrow this money at 4%. And then you're lending it out to another friend of yours at 5%. Okay, so you are the bank. Okay, you're borrowing it from one friend, you're lending out to another friend. So the banks borrow from a financial institution and they lend out to borrowers such as yourself. Right now, what that means, because the swap rates aren't necessarily going the direction that the base rate is going, it means that fixed rates are following the swap rates. So even though all the positivity with the base rate, with inflation, everything's going down, the swap rates have a slight different story. Now, you may remember last week, I mentioned a trending line. So as you can see, there's lots of trending lines when you look at stock markets or you look at average rates over a period of time, you see that line will trend either upwards or downwards, okay? However, it's not linear, and that means it doesn't just go up at the same rate every single week. Sometimes it might go down before it goes up, or it might go up before it goes down. Okay, that is because it's not linear. Each day there is a different swap rate that is announced on a 2-year, 3-year, and a 5-year, and that means that the fixed rates can change on a daily basis. Because on that day, if the lender is borrowing money from another financial institution, and the rates are higher, it means that by the time they've got all that money in, they've priced all their products, they lend it out to somebody else. They're lending it on that higher margin as of today, right? So that's kind of how it works. Now, that doesn't mean that all the rates are going to be going up or all the rates are going to be going down. It's just a moment in time, okay? So if we look right now, so as we said here, it's the first time in 18 weeks that rates have risen on average. Remember, that is on average, okay? So not every rate at every loan to value bracket, just on average. So if we scroll down now, you can see here, this is the SONIA swaps. So that's the rates that the lenders are borrowing money of each other. And as you can see, still a nicely downward trending line, okay? Now, you'll also see here the average residential rate. So again, this goes from January 2024 up. Look at that steep line, okay, going upwards, but an even steeper line going downwards. So it has been coming down, but there is a slight uptick just here. Okay, you can see that slight uptick. The average rate was at 4.36, and now at 4.40. And as a result of that, that means that many of the fixed rates have actually gone up this week. So we're going to have a little look at this. This is residential purchases, okay. And this is dated the 24th of the 10th. Obviously, there may have been some changes since then. You've got the loan to value, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year as usual, 60%, 75%, 80, 85, 90, 95%. So you can see here a lot of red, which means that all of the rates that in the brackets that have red have gone up slightly, but we're talking very, very marginal amounts, almost an unnoticeable amount on a monthly payment. You know, you're literally talking, a few pence, a few quid, worst case scenario, going up. Then you can see here, no change. So you've got about half the table going up and about half the table no change. This shouldn't concern you. You shouldn't be worried. The downward trend is still very real. It's a slight blip on the radar, but they will still, we believe, be going downwards. Particularly when the autumn statement comes out. Hopefully, there's some good news in there. And the market becomes a bit more comfortable now that has been issued. We have got the American election, I think, about a week after, so we've got to look at that and bear that in mind as well. But we're all predicting that it should be on a downward trend thereafter, with a base rate reduction as of next month due to inflation being below the target. So all really positive news in the market still, even though if you looked at this graph and didn't have any of the other information that I just told you, if you just looked at that, you'd think, oh no, maybe it's actually going the other way. We don't think it is. We think it's still going to be going downwards. Rates are still going to be getting cheaper. So I would still say it's very good news and encouraging news in the market. At the same time as that, house prices are still going up. The reason why they're going up is because there's more activity in the market, more buyers wanting to buy properties, and therefore it's driving the prices up. All of Rightmove, Zoopla, they're all HPI indexes from Nationwide and Halifax. They're all announcing that house prices have had significant growth over the last, if you compare it to a couple of years ago. So good news. That's the weekly best buys for this week, and I'll see you next week when we've got some more information.